What's going on, guys? We got a couple announcements today. First of all, let's start off. I got one of my buddies here, Kevin Granado. He's going to be joining in on one of our feeds here. So, if you want to go ahead and step on up, bud. We're going to be talking about a couple things. First and foremost, I just want to let everybody know that there is going to be a National Night Out on August 6th. That's a Tuesday. It starts at 4 p.m. Horizon Point up there in Tumwater, Washington. If you guys want details on where you guys might be able to find me or that event, go ahead and send me a personal message and I can get you some details on that. There's going to be a lot of vendors there, small business opportunities, just kind of a networking event, and it's also a night to get out there and thank some of your first responders and military and police agencies. So if you guys want to send me a message to get that info, hope to see you guys there. I'm going to have a small booth set up while I'll have the boat up there. I might have a couple of tutorials and whatnot going on. But so tonight we're going to dive into a little bit of a topic that I get asked about, like what kind of braid I use a lot of times. So on a lot of my personal rods, I use Power Pro, usually anywhere between 30 and 40 pound braid. On some of my loaner rods, you know, I got that blue line. A lot of people ask me about that and where I get it. I actually get it off Wish, the Wish app. And me and Kevin were just having a conversation about it. And here's the thing about Wish, guys. If you go into it thinking that you're going to get a quality product, you're probably going to be sadly mistaken and let down. If you're going to be buying any kind of fishing products off Wish, whether it be reels, lines, bobber stops, any kind of lures or whatnot, just go into it expecting the worst, and then when it gets to you about a month and a half to 2 months later, be pleasantly surprised. I make a lot of orders off of there, so it's kind of like Christmas. Every couple of months, I get a package. I have no idea what it is. I get my bobber stops off there. I get some of my line off of there, and for what it is, guys, I mean it's 40 pound braid. And I think I got a spool of it floating around somewhere. I might be able to have Kevin find it. If you want to look in one of these, I think it's in one of these drawers here. Should be a blue spool of it. But it's like, all it is some Spectra brand braid. These are my bobber stops I get. I usually use these for pegging some of my BNR beads, stuff like that. They're like, I think it's like $3 for 1,000 of them. Even if they're not that great, who cares? It's nice to have them. If you have to double up on them, I mean, I know some guys are out there fishing on a budget, so going this route, and there's nothing wrong with it. For me, as I've mentioned many times, I don't get all worked up when I lose a fish, but you know, that's the thing with this braid. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but it's a good quality line for what it is, for what you're paying for. I mean, this is 500 meters. What's that? 3 foot a meter?
3 foot a meter, so yeah.
So like 1,500 feet of 40 pound braid, and it's like, I think I paid like $7.99 for this.
Can't beat that.
So, you know, you figure you're getting, what is it? What's a spool of Power Pro these days? It's like right around $32-$34 for a 300 yard spool. So, you know, you're getting almost 3 times the amount there. Twice the amount there for half the price, a little under half the price actually. But you know, the only time I've had a problem with this is when I got hung up. I've never lost a fish due to breaking this braid. Times I have separated it above the bumper, it's usually like when I'm twitching jigs and whatnot. Was when I got hung up in a log and I'm moving downriver. I put my hand on the spool and then the line just separates kind of somewhere between the bumper and the tip of the rod, and then I kind of really start kicking myself in the butt for that, because now the hole's a little bit messed up and janked up until somebody powers that section of braid out of there. So that's the only downfall about this, but I mean, in all reality, I have not had very many problems with this. You know, if you're fishing on a budget, there's nothing wrong with going that route. That Wish app, I mean, you know, like I said, go into it knowing that you might not be doing anything or getting anything too crazy, too good a quality, but it's kind of a cool app to just look around on, and you know, sometimes you might see something on there that you don't see somewhere else. I haven't really played around with ordering beads off there. They have a pretty decent bead selection, but from what I've been seeing, a lot of those are like heavier beads, the glass beads and stuff like that. But yeah. So Kevin was with me on our last steelhead fishing trip. He got himself into a nice little summer run. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that, man? Like, how did that feel? When was the last time you made a trip out?
Well, that was my first summer run trip for the season.
No? What?
Yeah.
I thought you had told, maybe it was somebody else was telling me they made a couple trips and didn't have that good luck.
Well, it was my first float down the river, I should say. First float down the river. I made it a couple attempts bank fishing, maybe a week or two prior to that. So yeah, first float down the river. Super stoked. Super stoked. I love steelhead fishing, summer run fishing especially. Oh, goodness gracious.
But you got that on was that a coon shrimp, or you were fishing bait, right? And at that point when we were going through that, yeah, it was a prawn.
It was a prawn. It was a.
It was that batch of prawns I cured up for you guys when I did that little bit of prawn curing material. Whew, can't talk tonight. Prawn cure tutorial, I should say. But what color was that? I know I had orange and pink.
That was the pink one you had.
Okay, so the pink Pro Cure. Yeah, I think that was the Pro Cure blend. I did a little bit of everything. I did some Pro Cure, I did some Fire Cure, stuff like that. So no, I'm pretty sure that batch. Actually, it's up in the bow of the boat right now. Go grab that. I'm curious to know what scents we had in there. That way we can let everybody know what style that was. If you just want to grab that pink one and bring it back, yeah, that one works right there. That one right there. Oh, look at that. You got a big old Play-Doh ball. So this one was, oh, that one's hard to read. Got a little bit moist on the last trip. I was like, that was a Pro Cure with anise and steelhead blend, SB. Yeah, salmon steelhead blend. So yeah, that one ended up getting us a fish. So that was pretty awesome. I don't think we fished the orange a whole lot, but maybe next trip we'll give that a try. But yeah, that's gonna be a trip that I will not forget for a long time, because we're coming around the corner and Kevin says, "Bumper down," and I'm like, "Okay, sweet man, that's awesome." And I'm like, "Yeah, we got the one. All right, sweet, good deal." And he says, "No, dude, I'm spooled. I'm like, "What do you mean you're spooled?" He's like, "Dude, it's gone." I'm like, "Bro, your bottom's still down. Jump out of the boat. Go.
What? You're spooled? Are you fucking kidding me?
Get out of the boat. Run. Go. So he's running as fast as he can. I had him jump out of the bow just because there was no way I was going to be able to push fast enough to catch up to this fish in the slow water. So
you
it was
want to talk about a heart-wrenching experience?
Oh man! I just got this little subtle thud. I heard this thud. I'm like, that didn't sound right. And that's when he said he was spooled. I'm like, no way! You gotta be kidding me. So I was like, all right, man, we're gonna go for a ride for this one. And here's a reason, a good reason why, guys, that you might want to throw a couple half hitches around the bottom of your spool when you first spool up your line, or throw a little bit of electrical tape on. Kevin's sitting over there on the gravel bar, and he's just cranking the bee hell. I'm just laughing my butt off, and he ain't getting nothing, and his bottom's still down. I'm like, so I know he's still got his fish and whatnot. And
Crank like a bastard. He's still there. Your float's not up. He's still there. Get on the stick.
Fish and whatnot. And I'm like, I told Wesley, our other buddy that was in the boat with us, I told Wesley, I'm like, get on the stick. So I bail out of the boat and I go running over to Kevin. I grab that line, I start hand lining it in. I get him a good 20 feet of line, so he finally gets some line back on the reel. finally now we're fighting this fish. I'm like, oh my gosh, this fish had every single opportunity to get off that you could imagine. I mean, the chances that we landed that fish were just absolutely slim to none. But you know, it's pretty cool when you can go out there and have mistakes like that, and then you're able to learn from it. So I know that when Kevin spools his line up next time and brings his own gear, I don't think I'm going to have to worry about low line issues or not having a good connection to the bottom of the spool there. So I think we learned from that one, especially on steelhead fishing trips when them fish are so few and far between. So it's really important to always make sure that you're, you know, spooled up all the way. And I mean, them summer runs, they're a whole nother critter. Like them big winter runs, they got some power, but the speed on them summer runs, man. I mean, it was bobber down, and like, I mean, you know, he wasn't full on, but like, I mean, you know, 3/4 of a spool of line to begin the day with. I don't know what you had. You were long donging it.
Oh, it was down at the bottom. It was.
You were down toward the end of your spool when you hooked that fish. So it was just like, I mean, just instantly, just. Yeah, it was pretty comical, but we got that fish, and that was pretty good.
Woo! We got him, boy.
That was pretty good times. So, yeah, man. Well, I appreciate everybody tuning in. If anybody's got any questions or anything like that about that little event there in Tumwater on the 6th, again, feel free to shoot me a message. It's the National Night Out, and I believe, again, that's for like first responders, military, fire department, stuff like that. It's just kind of a night of gratitude for all those guys and gals in uniform. So a pretty cool gig that I know that there's going to be a lot of like kids games and activities, stuff like that. I'm sure there'll be food for sale, and I think there's another like 5 or 6 vendors that I know for sure. I haven't got the flyer yet. There's going to be a couple door prizes. You guys show up, check in at one of the booths, and they're going to be handing out raffle tickets. I donated 2 trips, so throughout the evening they're going to be doing raffles from some of the different companies. So 2 lucky winners are going to be getting a guided trip with myself, 2 seats, so 2 seats on each trip. So that'll be pretty sweet. Looking forward to doing that. Probably do a little bit of a tutorial while I'm there. And thanks for tuning in. Hopefully I can have Kevin back over here sometime. I didn't scare him off too much. And tight lines, we'll see you on the river.